Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. In today's video I'm going to be building myself a router table. To start with, I did actually record part of this video already, but for some reason the quality was absolutely terrible, so I may include part of that in the final video, but just in case I don't, I'm going to basically run you through quickly what I've done so far and where I'm at. So to start with, I cut myself two rectangles out of some 18mm ply, and they were both exactly the same size, which was 51 centimeters across or 20 inches and 16 inches back to front or 40 centimeters. Then I drew a mark from corner to corner in both directions to find the center, and then I worked back from the center and cut my hole. So on the underside of the table, or what will be the top of the table, you can see where I drew round the bottom plate of my router to mark the position. Then I've cut myself 4 thin strips, which I've used pocket hole screws to join them to the table. And the reason behind that is because I don't want loads of screws on the actual top part of the table. So the other rectangle, which is exactly the same size as that one, I've basically cut like a U shape out of it, and you'll see why I've done that later on in the video. And that's gonna end up being screwed onto there like that, and then the router will fix to this part of the table. I might route a little bit of this out, but at the moment I haven't got the right length screws, so I'm just going to be screwing it to the table as it is. So let's carry on with the build. So I'm going to start by, I've already pre-drilled these holes because obviously I've taken it off for video purposes, because obviously the first part I'd already recorded was terrible, so it's just a case of lining it back up and re-screwing it down. This is what you're left with. Obviously that's from the front. These bits will become apparent later on in the video. From underneath you can see that the router will be bolted to there. Obviously I've got to do some legs, which I'm going to do. So that is basically these strips in the middle that I put in were literally, I think, 4.5 centimeters or 1.75 inches. So they're not that big, and obviously they're the same depth as the table. So then the fence that I'm building, I basically joined two pieces together in an L shape. The lower piece I think was 3 inches, and this is 5 inches. And then obviously I've just pocket holed the majority of it from the bottom and put some screws in to hold the end braces in. So it basically looks like that so far. Then I've got 2 more braces to go in, which are going to be in the centre. And I'm going to put a box over the top of that with a hole in it, so I can put the hoover into, or dust extractor, whatever you want to call it. And this has actually been made so it's slightly longer on both sides, and the reason behind that is when I've finished, I'm going to have some thin strips of ply on the side, both sides, which are going to be obviously flush, and that's what's going to keep the fence straight. For the legs, I'm just going to be cutting down some 3x2 CLS timber. So I'm just going to start by squaring the end. Damn it. That's what happens when you don't pre-drill things, folks. Right, and this time I'm taking no chances. I've clamped it in, made sure my drill bit's set at the right depth, and now I'm just going to drill. I'm going to put some screws in the middle at the end because I've got the pocket hole screws either side. Oh. So what I've done to put the fence on is I've fitted one small piece which overhangs the side of the table. I've clamped my square onto the side because I know that the top is square, so I've clamped the square to the side, lined the fence up with the square and clamped that both sides. Now what I'm going to do is clamp that in place, and then I can pre-drill it and screw that one on. Right, as you can see guys, with the little bits either side, the fence actually slides backwards and forwards, and that is quite a tight fit, which is what I wanted. I didn't want it to be too loose. And although it might not be 100% straight, it's close enough. and I could just leave it like that and just clamp it at the sides when I wanted to use it. But I bought some T-Track which I'm going to put in the table. So let's get on with the build. So I've got my old trusty Evolution miter saw, and this cuts all materials, metal, wood. So I'm going to chop this down and fit it on the table. Right, I've got all my clamps on, both sides. I've already done one groove. I've got one more to do. So let's get on with that. Hopefully it fits. A little bit tight in there. Right, that's my T-Track fitted, both sides. The hardware that fits in these T-Tracks tends to be well overpriced for what it is, so I had some coach bolts left over from a previous project, so I'm going to cut them down and put a twist lock on them to tighten the fence down. Here I'm just marking the position where I need to cut the hole on the fence. Right, here I've marked my centre line. They're the 2 points I want to drill in between, and I'm going to cut the hole out, and I can make alterations if I need it when I've done it. That's that bit done. Here I'm just using my rotary tool to tidy up the edges. This is a great bit of kit for doing fiddly little jobs like this. And here I'm starting to make the drawers. Right guys, that's the router table done. The only thing I will say, well, two things actually. One is I've still got to drill a hole to put the bolts through, but I'm not going to bother doing that until I've got the twist things, and then I'll obviously drill the hole to lock the fence down. And the other design flaw is I fitted this bit on and I cut a straight hole in it, but the problem you've got is the hose is kind of coming towards the top. If you push it right down, it hits the top of the hole. So what I need to do is make another one of these, but come through at more of an angle. So that's the only thing that I need to change. Other than that, it all works. Little drawers. Didn't do full drawers obviously because that cut down the amount of room. But I'm going to put some little holes along there just to hold them, so that'll keep router bits. And I can also keep a spanner in there. Keep that so I don't lose it. So yeah, happy with it. So I've just got to rub it down and varnish it. Well, that's it guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, give the video a like, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers for watching guys, bye.